Hi, it's Hans at HappierMan.com. Today's topic is question everything. I'd like to think of it as questioning everything rather than everyone, because I think if you go with the mindset of you're questioning everyone, that's more of a, just not a nice way to go about your life. And I want to be happier, and part of being happier is kind of getting along with people. So I don't really think of it as questioning everyone. I just think of it as I just question everything, wonder, and by doing that, you're kind of, obviously there's things that people share and say and do that you are going to question, but it's really not questioning them. You're just questioning, the meaning behind what they're saying or thinking or doing. And that way you can try to help yourself understand it without the natural confrontation that comes with questioning people. You're just questioning, you're questioning the results, right? So people might say something, they might repeat something they heard in the news, and you're, instead of getting uptight and upset with them for what they said, you would just wonder, you would more wonder about it, ask them to explain more, and sometimes the easiest way to question something is just to not even say anything about what a person said, right? By you're not questioning it, you're moving on from the topic. You don't have you're not interested in it, right? So I do this all the time with people. It's just, they'll bring something up, and I have no desire to discuss it. I have no knowledge of the topic. It's probably a topic that doesn't interest me whatsoever, so I just move along to something else, kind of ignoring the question. Now, of course, this doesn't work with everybody, right? Some people are a little more bulldogish in their wanting you to respond, and I would say that if you have people in your life like that, that's the kind of the people you don't want to be in your life. If they're gonna be so clueless, if you don't want to talk about something, by your lack of questioning it, maybe they should get a clue and not talk about something else. So, getting back to the questioning things, I always like to think of it, does that really make sense? Would somebody really say that? Would somebody really think that? Would somebody really do that? And often you'll find that a lot of things are exaggerated. A lot of things are misrepresented. A lot of things are just outright lied about, right? So, if you're questioning things, you all of that stuff just filters to the bottom, right? That really didn't happen that way after you've questioned it yourself. And this is just questioning your own mind. If you've heard about something and it sounds, oh man, that just sounds so terrible, but then the more you think about it, the more you realize it's pretty unlikely that it happened that way. It was probably not happening that way. So you don't even really have to worry about it at that point. So this questioning, it certainly makes your life a lot more peaceful, because you're not, therefore, being upset about things all the time. You're not you're hardly taking anything at face value anymore. You're kind of questioning everything, And by doing that, it makes your life much simpler, much better, much easier. There's no confrontation. There's no getting upset about things, because all these things that are floating around you have nothing to do with you. You can save your getting upset for the things that are directly making your life poor. And so that's what I like to do, is focus on what's good for me and do more of it, and what's bad for me, I try to do less of it. So this questioning, it really, really, really helps, because you strip away all kinds of nonsense that's floating around you. And I shouldn't say nonsense, because I think to the people who are talking about it, it means something to them. But unless it means something to you, there's really no need for you to get all upset about it, right? So I just really love doing that. And there may be some people in your life you have to rework your relationship to them a little bit, right? They may be the type of person that likes to talk about such things, and you don't want to lose that person as in a relationship, but you don't really want to talk about those types of things. You want to talk about the things that you like to talk about, right? So you would gently move them somewhere else, right? You could always be using that questioning, probing to kind of get the point across that that doesn't sound like something that we need to worry about or discuss now. That doesn't seem like it probably didn't happen that way, or you kind of gently take the opposite view of what the person mentioned to you. If you know them, you know kind of how they look at the world, and you don't have to always, since you don't have to be right, you can let them look at the world the way they like to look at the world. But you would just maybe point out, doesn't seem like that you don't look at it quite that way, and maybe you have some other information that you could offer that person to kind of make them think a little bit. Certainly, if talking to people, if questioning things in this way doesn't work for you, well, yeah, you might have to cut that person out of your life, which is your right. It's always your right to do that. When I was married, my wife, she had very strong opinions, and if I didn't agree with her opinions, there was kind of a lot of heck to pay. So I didn't really like that much. I thought that I, as a individual, had a right to my own opinion. It didn't have to fall into line with somebody else's, even if somebody else is your wife. So anyway, you might want to give my book a look. Leave Your Wife and Become a Happier Man with a 3-step system, available on the ahappierman.com website. If you've got this kind of more battling going on in your marriage. But yeah, question everything, and then again, call it everything, not everyone, and your life will get so much better and easier. All for now.